This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. There's been a few changes around these parts of late, new guitars turning up, and other guitars leaving the building, so to speak, and quite some surprising choices for ones that had to go. Surprising to me, I suppose, as much as anybody else. But what I'm going to do today is basically sort of share with you the reasoning behind why some of the guitars that you got used to seeing on the channel in recent months have been replaced, shall we say. Starting with my old PRS, it was a PRS S2 standard 24 satin in, I think it was the 2016 variant on it, and it was an absolutely gorgeous guitar. I loved it to bits. Here's some examples of what it sounded like, and then we'll take a little bit of a listen to, me talking about it back in the day when it was, the greatest thing since sliced bread as far as I was concerned. I'm on the bridge humbucker at the moment, bridge pickup at the moment on humbucker mode with the tone dialed back to about 7, and to my ears this gives a really, really good vintage Les Paul sound. Pull out the coil split, tone full up, and suddenly I've got kind of jangly, Fendery sort of sounds. And then neck position, volume full up, tone about halfway back. You again, Clapton references here. You're back into that sort of woman tone kind of. In terms of, I don't usually use the trem on a guitar as well, but this one is very satisfying to use. It'll do the Hank Marvin kind of warbles quite like. You could play Apache with that kind of trem, but you can also, kind of. And you're still in tune. You can do some fairly aggressive stuff with it as well. Without a doubt, I'm going to stick my neck out here. Without a doubt, this is the best PRS that I have ever played. So as you can hear, I really did love that guitar. It was, a reliable workhorse. It was versatile. It was, everything I wanted in that kind of guitar, versatile. And as I say, a good mix of single coil and humbucker tones. It did everything. It was a jack of all trades and master of quite a few of them, it has to be said. So why did that guitar, get, its marching orders? Well, I had an injury to my hand. And my hand is now pretty much as back to as being as good as it's ever going to be, but it's meant that I've had to adapt the way that I play. And while my arm was in a sling and my hand was in a splint and everything, the PRS was the guitar that I was really kind of aching to get back to. You know, it was the one I was looking forward to, just the memory of how gorgeous it was to play and how much I love the tone of it and everything. I think possibly I bigged it up a little bit too much in my own mind, you know, and I had possibly an idealised vision of how it was. And then when I did pick it up and start playing it again, I just thought, this isn't as nice as I remember. Still a nice guitar, you know, still enjoyable to play, but not as enjoyable as I remember. And I think that's probably to do with the fact that, as I say, I've had to adapt to the way that I play, and things that were, you know, kind of felt nice and accessible before, because things were easy to reach, perhaps now. And one thing I'm noticing is, with how I've had to relearn how to play, is that they can often feel a little bit cramped and, you know, clustered together a little bit too much, I guess. And that was how I began to feel about the PRS. And once those doubts set in, it's, you know, I know that it's an inevitable kind of process that leads to, you know, writing an eBay listing and taking some pictures. So that's why that guitar kind of went the journey. And another guitar that's recently left was the Budget Blondie, the Harley Benton Fusion T. That I mean, I was absolutely in love with that guitar. Just the way it sounded, the way it felt, the way it looked, the way it played, everything. Here's some sound samples of that guitar, and once again, I'm going to probably do a little bit of blethering about it from a video back when it was, you know, a new arrival here at Robson Towers. So you can hear the range of just clean and dirty tones you can get from this guitar, you know, without going anywhere near a foot switch. Let's have a listen. I could have done that all day, you know. So it's got, like, from the controls on the guitar, a very, very impressive range of tones that I think sit in a mix, you know, very, very well. So yes, as you could probably tell there, that was a guitar that I was very much enamoured with and smitten with. So why did that one go? Well, I've got Steve Cassidy to thank for this one. He put me on to Jet guitars, and the first Jet guitar I had was the one of the Strat copies, JS300, I think it was, and it was a lovely Strat, you know, for a great price. I just don't really care for Strats, but then I got this one, this JT350, and the moment I picked this up, I thought, oh dear me, yes, there's something really rather nice going on here. I just immediately preferred the neck profile. The neck profile on the Harley Benton was, yeah, it was okay. It didn't get in your way. It wasn't something that made me think, oh, this I can't get on with this. It was sort of neutral, and and that was it, But the neck profile on this just immediately felt like, putting on a pair of comfortable carpet slippers. Just the slightly rolled fretboard edges and everything. And as I've documented what's happened to this guitar, in some detail in recent videos, but it's been modded quite heavily. It's now got a beefier bridge pickup, a kind of hot rail style humbucker there that does all the kind of shouty stuff that the original pickup that was in this guitar was a little bit on the bright side. I'd hesitate to use a word like shrill, but it was a little bit too bright for my liking. I was always finding myself having to back the tone control off a bit, but this has got just that little bit darker tone and a bit more oomph. And of course the stainless steel frets that are being put into it, which was the main thing that I really enjoyed about the Harley Benton. Well, in terms of playability, I love the sound of it. But in terms of like the playability, the stainless steel frets were its main kind of tick in the plus column, as it were. And now this guitar has got them and a neck profile that I prefer. It just edged it basically. So the Harley Benton went to a mate of mine called Craig, who you saw on the channel a while back with his Strandberg guitar. So he's now the proud owner of that, and I've got this one, which fulfills that sort of beefy Telecaster with stainless steel frets kind of place in my rack, I guess. And I just think it looks there was one criticism I would have of that Harley Benton, things that were a bit disappointing. That the look of the body was just a little bit kitchen worktop, a little bit Formica looking, but this is just, I think, is a absolutely stunning looking guitar, and it plays massively well as well. It's not as beefy sounding as the kind of as the Harley Benton, because that had the full kind of full-sized humbucker in the bridge. But this is kind of more what I want from this style of guitar. It's still kind of recognisably Telecaster-y, but just a little bit more beefy. And if I want the full-on beefy bridge humbucker Les Paul thing going on, well, I've got this guitar, which I don't think I've unveiled this yet. I did it on a live stream. I did the unboxing, but if you missed that, you won't have seen this one. This is a new Les Paul that's just arrived, and my old Les Paul. Let's see if I can get this out without knocking anything over. This guitar here, my Les Paul Tribute, beautiful guitar. So if I want that kind of beefy kind of humbucker, full-size humbucker kind of thing to record with or to play with, then I've got that covered. I don't need that out of this. I need, I like the fact that this is sitting somewhere between my two favourite styles of guitars, Telecasters and Les Pauls. I've got both ends of that spectrum covered pretty well, and this is for me now the kind of compromise guitar that'll do the best of, or most of the best of both worlds. So there you go. That's why the Paul Reed Smith S2 Standard 24 Satin, a guitar that I was absolutely smitten with for many a month, why that left, and why the Harley Benton Fusion T also left the building. I think there's possibly also an element of when I was 19, I had a job working in a fish and chip shop, and 4 nights a week I used to get a free meal when I was on my shift, and so I was like, fish and chips, fish cake and chips, fish patty and chips, battered sausage and chips, pie and chips. You went through everything on the menu basically, and after I finished that job for about 2 years afterwards, I couldn't really face, fish and chip shop food. I'd sickened myself of it, and I think there's probably an element of I do that with guitars as well, where I will just kind of, oh my God, this guitar is absolutely fantastic, I'm not going to play anything else, and then, something else. Oh, there's a new guitar. Oh, I fancy that one over there. Oh, yeah, look at that shiny thing over there. I really want one of those. but you don't have unlimited funds, so you get the one that you get rid of the one that possibly you got a little bit bored with through overexposure to it. Anyway, I'm rambling now, but that is the video for today, folks. Why I got rid of two of my favourite guitars. Now you know. So hope that answers any questions that were always cropping up in the comments about, why did you get rid of this? Why did you get rid of that? Well, now you know. And that's the video for today, folks. Hope you found it entertaining and informative in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream tomorrow and every Friday at 5 p.m. UK time. We drink beer and talk about stuff, music, guitars, whatever. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.